Welcome to Folkland, the podcast about the podcast. And I am so distracted by that, what's happening over there. So that whole thing is Matt Organg.
He's holding a fake book.
Chad Anders.
No, it's a phone.
Oh,
It's like Justin Smith's phone because I watch and you listen.
oh, well, that's fair.
Yeah.
You got to stop doing that now, man. You're a professional.
Now you're shaming us.
No, I was talking to you.
Oh, my bad.
You got to stop. You got to stop watching. I mean, listening.
I almost
Whatever.
pulled a gin, and I had like a sip of Diet Dr. Pepper, and it barely hit.
Yeah.
Anyway, it barely
What?
hit. What does that even mean?
We'll just. It barely hit.
Like there's just a drop that like hit my tongue, and then you said that, and it made me laugh. So anyway, and
That
we're
was
back.
good. Well, everybody, full disclosure, Matt is himself. I was sick the past 24 hours, and Chad's got to go to a graduation. So we've all got a lot going on when we film this.
We really
Facts.
prioritize.
We're going to kick it off.
We prioritize Folkland, though. You know, it's pretty important.
Absolutely.
Pretty
I
That's why
mean,
Chad looks like a pirate.
It is 8 a.m. in Texas, 9 a.m. Jen's time.
If I'm
So-
a pilot, this plane is going down. And it's going down fast. So,
I said you're a pirate.
well, you know.
Hey, I heard a good joke. It was on a Mike Birbiglia TikTok thing I saw. What is a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
Our
Oh, you think it's R, but he loves the sea, matey.
I knew there was going to be a twist to that.
Yeah, but I'm glad you played along and said R.
That was a good pirate noise.
Did you hear about that new pirate movie coming out? Traded R.
Talking about-
There's the.
Talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's court hearing.
That's
Oh
nuts.
man,
That's
I'm
definitely
so
rated
over
R.
that. I can't even. I just
First
said
of all,
I
I
can't
didn't even know what was happening. Wow, are you turning into me?
maybe. Who knows?
I didn't even know what that whole deal was until they started making little videos that pop up on your feed. And I was like, what is this? What world do we live in? What
You're
world
like, is
do we
that
live in,
Johnny
guys?
Depp on the stand? I think that's
He looks
Johnny
cool.
Depp.
Honestly,
He looks great.
Anyway, the last thing. There's this hilarious video of her pulling up to the court and how she gets out and she's like, hello everyone, hello. And then Johnny Depp rolls up and the door like opens before the car stops and there's like rock music blaring and he like gets out and he's like, you know, on his phone. I was like, wow. I don't think his pirate character was much of a character. That was all him.
He is Jack
He
Sparrow.
wasn't method acting. Yeah. Well,
Books.
you ready to get into it?
Let's do it. We getting in the comments, or we want to talk about our special guest first, or talk about special guest later? Not our special guest, the special guest that was on the episode.
Well, since you brought it up, Matt, go ahead.
Yay, Justin Smith on again this week. Got an inside scoop from him when we were all in Nashville on the mustache sweater or sweatshirt, whatever you want to call that he wore. You know, making reference to Mix.
Nick.
He said he put that together. He was wearing it on the tour bus when they were out one time, and they were like going to play poker, and he puts it on and slips out of the room or whatever. And Nate was like immediately like, go take that off. You're wearing that on the podcast. I want to see Aaron and Brian's reaction. And I was like, dude, that is such a great story. Cause like, I think all of us had the same reaction Brian and Aaron shared. So I was like, that's so great. So
Gotta be honest,
yeah.
don't remember.
You don't remember the mustache sweater? I said sweater, like it's a CH or something.
Sweater?
She obviously listened and didn't watch that one. So
Oh, you should watch.
No, I would never do that. That's an abomination.
Man, I'm watching right now.
I have a very busy
I'm not
life.
listening, but it's on.
Oh, okay. Hey, do you ever play this game where you mute the movie or the TV show and then you like say the words for the actors?
Yeah, like right now I just muted Matt, and now I'm talking for him instead.
He's still going.
What's he saying? Come on, Jen.
I don't
Say
know.
the words for him.
He's saying, Jen is the best. You know, I never have met anyone that I like more than her. No one prettier than her. Sorry to my wife. And
Then
you gotta unmute him now. What did you say?
Matt,
you don't
gotta
want to hear.
unmute that.
I said I was going along with you for a little bit, but then I had to stop.
Gonna get him divorced. Forced divorce.
I was just
here.
mouthing.
Man.
This is the stupidest thing too. Like I'm just mouthing, trying to keep up with what you're saying. Yeah, like that. But I was muted. I could have been talking. Nobody would have heard me. So dumb.
That's funny.
Me and my friend who is now the youth pastor at my old church. We used to mute the Hallmark movies
The banana
around
phone
Christmas
guy?
time.
Oh,
No, it's a different guy. That was the first youth pastor.
Oh.
This is the second. But yeah, this person I'm talking about, he and I are way too similar. And when we like get, you like start joking with somebody and you get on a ball and then it's like it gets carried away and get on a ball. I don't know, get on a roll.
You're rolling on a ball.
But anyway, yeah, it would always be Hallmark movies, and it always ended up poop, butts, those kind of jokes. Very high class humor.
well, my wife and I love the Hallmark Christmas movies. Since we're on the topic, totally off topic, but here we are. And like last fall, we were getting our sons ready for Mother's Day out one morning, and I had my older son in like a red flannel with like just a shirt underneath it, so the flannel was going to be unbuttoned, and he has like these little brown kind of work boot looking boots. I don't know, maybe they're like duck boots or whatever. And so we're putting him in that, and I was like, oh look, he looks like a character from a Hallmark Christmas movie. It's probably like late November, early December. She's like, oh yeah. She's like, I bet his name is Nick. And then we just started riffing with each other for like 10 minutes and made this whole plot of this movie, which is every Hallmark movie is the same plot. But, there's always a character named Nick, like Saint Nick,
I love
and all that. It was great.
Hey,
Yeah.
I think that's all you could want in a significant other,
Yeah.
someone who will go down rabbit trails with you.
My question is,
Fortunately, it did not snow.
Is he the small business owner where the big city girl lawyer moves to town, or is he the big city lawyer who goes to the small town?
No, I think he was the guy living in the town because he was already wearing the flannel.
Oh,
So-
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Eric T.
We're going to
Peterson.
talk about that forever if we keep going. We got to
No, we're not.
pull the plug.
Eric T. Peterson.
Ew.
Disclaimer. Only loosely related Nateland material ahead. Scroll if wanted. Gasp optional. I decided to
Oh, you opt
for the
in
gasp.
for the gas.
Folkland podcast review number 9. 11 p.m. podcasting and its challenges. Did we ever say it was 11 p.m.?
I think toward the end I did
That makes
to
sense.
explain
That
what
checks
he
out.
mentions later in his post.
So he says mustaches because Ched's face. Practice, not a game. Practice. Obviously a reference to the 2001 NBA MVP and decorated Olympian Allen A.I. Iverson. Now, see, like after the fact, I get
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
And his unhinged press conference. Oh, can you send me that? You guys should send me that so I can watch it.
Oh, the video? Yeah. We'll drop a link in the
According
comments.
to this, as we say, I don't follow basketball, and it took a long time for me to crack this reference. Your true oracle is Google and patience. Speaking of, no mention of the oracle from Neverending Story, Matt. Not even Minority Report.
Boo.
I think Eric is-
I went
Boring.
with a Matrix reference. Sorry. If I went with a more superior movie, even though Minority Report's pretty stellar.
The meaning of double entendres. No, it's not that.
Facts.
What is it then?
You should look it up. We're discussing the dictionary later. We'll tell you to look it
If
up.
I do, then I'm going to stop reading this.
No, don't look it up right now. Look it up on your own
Okay.
time. Gosh.
Banana phone?
Heyo.
Hi, comedy. My residents also enjoyed the double banana 6-shooter bit. Okay.
Bang bang.
Matt is married to a female, for the record, everybody.
Yeah.
And Jen totally loves adults only, which sounds like a terrible sentence now that I've read it. Regarding the ongoing American Gothic narrative, the models are immaterial. Yep. It depicts father and daughter, according to this.
There you have it.
South Bend is 2 Rhode Islands from Fort Wayne.
See, it's like 2 states over. What are these people talking about?
Which, did y'all see that Aaron got the glove?
Yeah, I saw that on his Instagram. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Happy for him, I guess. Whatever.
You didn't care?
I just want to know how it got there. Like, I want to know.
Well, I don't know if we talked about this last week, but I think we did. But I think this is the theory I'm going to go with, because his brother went to Purdue, his younger brother, which is apparently, we did talk about it, which is apparently outside of Fort Wayne, just like right outside. Or maybe it's
he stole his glove.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just his older brother's off to college. I'm going to have this glove. Oh, yeah, I'll take it. We might throw the ball around the quad. I don't know what your hopes and dreams for college are. And then I went to a small college. It's like a building. So, yeah, I don't know what his thoughts are for that. Nice. So,
Jen went to college on a computer. So,
well, see, you'd have broken a screen if you try to play baseball in the quad.
You just play the Wii.
Oh, yeah. Sports. There you go.
Yeah.
I like it. What'd you say?
That's a good theory, Matt. That's a good theory.
Yeah. It's not mine. Somebody else posted that in the Facebook group.
Oh, who was it?
Oh, well, you better give him credit.
Well, I don't remember who did it. It was in the comments far
weird.
Down. It was one of those people that live up north or somewhere.
Plagiarism.
Ugh, one of those people.
I don't think I plagiarized that.
All right, I don't think we're finished.
No, we're not.
Genocide. Priceless. Bates' dog needs a therapy dog. Love it. Shout out, Matt.
Well, the genocide was Chad, and I laughed at that then, and I laughed at it when I first read this review.
Yeah, I was shouting you out for your Bates' dog needs a therapy dog.
And then I was giving props to Chad for his genocide thing.
We get it.
Thanks for recapping that. For the 10 seconds ago that happened.
Yeah, but
wrapping it up.
I heard you shout me out for the Bates dog thing.
Oh my god!
It babies. Right. Dinosaurs versus robots. Duplicitous. Teacher indoctrination. At 5940, Matt yawns.
And that was probably 11:59:40.
For the record, Big Ben is the bell inside the tower, not the clock.
Yeah.
Did not know
I
that.
knew that. I didn't think of it because it's so
Chad
late.
Here at all. So, hello, Chad.
Hi.
Who had the train horn in the background?
That was me.
I bet.
Oh, I thought it was me.
Oh, you got a train?
We have a.
I don't know. Probably it was probably you.
No, it was me. It was my train.
I was in my garage with the door open last week, so I'm pretty sure it was the train that's less than a
I had
mile that way.
Train in my house. So.
Oh, I didn't know. You have a little conductor set. Don't go get it because I know you like to get props, but you have a little conductor set and everything.
Sure do. It's right here.
Oh my gosh!
I actually do have a conductor set.
That would be a good feather.
Yeah, you're like Yankee Doodle.
No, you're like Yankee Doodle. I think we established that.
How am I like Yankee Doodle? I'm from the South.
Oh, so am I. We are all from the South.
Don't be trying to Hillary Clinton. We all from the South. You sound like a Yankee, Jen. Good
I was
night.
born in Mississippi.
Okay.
It doesn't get more south than that.
She was born more dirty south than probably
Texas,
you, Matt.
More south than Mississippi.
Anyway, but I sound like this, and you sound the way you sound. So
that's because I'm cultured, refined.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. What's the meaning of double entendre again?
I can answer that for you.
Just read Jody's comment.
Yeah, move on.
You give
Move on.
me one.
How about
It's a
we
word with
just-
two meanings.
Chet-
It's a word with two meanings.
Chet's
It's a
got
word or a
somewhere to be,
phrase.
so let's.
Open to two interpretations, one of which is usually risque or indecent.
Oh my god! So what did
I
Jody?
don't know. Did we use it right?
What did Jody say?
What did Jody
She
say?
said, Jen knows what double entendre means, and anyone who argues with her is an idiot.
Hmm.
She said it.
Takes one to know one,
right.
Jody. No, I like Jody. She's great.
Jody W., the only other person to comment, except for Philip Blank. She's got a lot of zingers here. She said, here I am for part 2 of my personal Folkland marathon. I just finished last week's, and here's a new one already. Then we start off with Matt trying to be nice to Jen and failing miserably. Yep, I'm in the right place. So, in this story, the Folkland podcast goes on even after Nate is sent to prison. A podcast about a podcast that no longer exists because the namesake is incarcerated. I thought she said incinerated.
Not the same.
Wow.
Jeez.
Not the same.
See, this is where AI fails. She said, I thought this was the AI episode, not the conspiracy theory episode. I bet some aliens took Aaron's baseball glove and dropped it off out of their spaceship over Fort Wayne.
I like that theory way better than his brother took it.
It's more realistic.
What if his brother was abducted by aliens and he stole it?
Plausible. Very plausible. We need to ask.
I could see that.
Let's get his brother in the Facebook group like we did Derek Bargatze.
Yeah.
Derek.
Why don't you work on that?
Oh, this is funny. She said, I had some fun with the AI playground, but I tried to have it come up with a tagline for the tagline.
Tagline for the Folkland.
Podcast.
I was about to say.
Listen.
I couldn't get it out because I was laughing too hard. It's so good, Chet.
I think what happened is in the first 9 episodes. Wait, what episode is this?
10.
9?
10.
10. In the first 9, I tried really, really hard to be like good at reading. And I think I'm good at reading. But I think when I just read without a care, you know, just haphazardly, then things like that happen. Like I say words wrong.
You can just give that degree back to
Have you ever
Will
done that?
Roberts. You know, you can just drop it back off. So here you go.
Never. You know, my degree is in communication, which is hilarious.
I do know that.
But
yeah.
communication is different from oral reading. But you did go to Oral Roberts, so.
Let's just move on before this gets out of control.
With the double
I had
entendres.
some fun. Oh, I already read that. Anyway, she said she tried to come up with the tagline for the podcast, and it gave me a warning saying, our content filter detected this completion may contain sensitive content. It just sounds like a fake warning. I'm going to go ahead and say it doesn't sound legit, but
Are you calling Jody a liar?
I believe it. I'm just saying, as her next comment, pics or it didn't happen. Where's the receipts, Jody?
Yeah. Evidence.
Hey, I just want to tell you guys also, I tried to make a AI playground story of what happens when 3 people created a podcast about a podcast and shared it in a group, and people got mad at them, and it quickly got out of control. Just like when I made that story about Nate, it ended up with him murdering me. I didn't put that in there.
If anyone
was
needs like confirmation that robots are planning to kill us, then it's all these. Like,
Here it is.
they're all violent. Like all
Yeah.
these playgrounds are violent.
No matter who you talk to at the gas station that
Playground?
is
Yeah.
fancy into AI stuff.
What?
Didn't you talk to somebody at the gas station or?
Oh, at the grocery
Yeah,
store.
same
I was
thing.
checking out at the Kroger,
Yes.
don't you know? And
Kroger's great.
this guy was just sitting there on his phone, and I was like, the thing kept yelling at me. Oh, I hate the self-checkout. It's like, put your items in the bags. And you're like,
That was
I
good.
just did.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Thanks. And then it just keeps saying it. So I turned over to the guy, and I was like, this chick, huh? You know? Ugh.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, I call her like my second wife, you know, and I was like, haha, good times. And I was like, robots gonna take over the world, right? And he was like, yeah, I went to school for computers and I used to like develop AI technology or something, blah, blah, blah. And then he like shared that computers could never take over the world because someone always has to be there to fix them or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
I'm not
sounds like
trusting
what
this
a
guy.
robot would say.
Sounds like he was interested in a third wife. He's like,
Heyo.
oh, she's into computers. Let me come
Oh
up
my
with
God, I
something real
almost
quick.
threw up. I almost threw up.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
I'm sure he is a nice guy for his 2 wives. We all have read the Bible. We know how that goes.
As the only monogamist here, apparently, I don't condone
What?
this.
What?
Wait, what?
There's a reference to Eric's review
All
a few
right.
weeks ago. Anyway,
Speaking of double standards, Jody roasts us and says, here's the problem with Jen's double standard argument. To have a double standard, you must first have standards.
Oh,
Baby steps, guys.
I think that was a burn on you, Jen, wasn't it?
yeah.
She's talking to all of us about having standards. Thank you very much. Jody, please.
Okay.
I know you'll comment and correct.
This is a
that
just
if it's
Jen
wrong.
moment.
Your mom's a just Jen moment.
I don't even know how to take that. Do you want to read the one you skipped? Or don't worry about it.
Shh, if I skipped it, then I didn't want to read it.
Okay, just leave it out then.
All right, it's fair. I could see how you would see that I just
Jen
missed it.
is going to read a comment here
Oh,
for us.
wait. Are you there? My thing froze.
Or I can read a comment. In Nate's defense, maybe he downloads movies to watch offline while he's on the road and doesn't have reliable internet. Technology shaming is a thing, you guys. That's fair.
Yeah.
And then the next comment says, let's see. My female friend's truck plates are I'm a truck. IMATRUK. So the name of her truck is now Ima. I might have had something to do with that.
Yeah.
And then she said, I watched up until Jen was about to ruin Santa. And then she has a long thing about
I would
Santa
argue that
Claus.
Ima's probably a girl's name, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, who's that Hunt guy that was in, no, Hogg, Jim Hogg? I know there's a Jim Hogg Road up the street, or 50 miles away. But there's, I don't know if it was him, but there's a guy named Governor Hogg, a guy named, last name Hogg, of Texas. I think he was a governor.
Boss Hogg.
And he named his daughters Ama and Ura. I'm a hog and you're a hog. IMAURA.
Setting yourself up for failure for your whole life.
Well, I think he was setting them up because it's like, if anybody wants to marry my daughters, they're going to really want it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, their names wouldn't be Hog after they got married, but maybe date.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, then they would be like,
that's the story anyhow.
like your last name's Oregon, right? So like if you would have married Ima, then her name would have been Ima Oregon.
That's true.
And so like, that's like success for them after they're married.
Yeah. So my sister grew up hating the last name Oregon. I mean, all through like junior high and high school, I hate the last name Oregon. I can't wait to get married and get rid of it. So she married a guy named Justin Smelly, Smelley. And now so it was the Smelly Oregon wedding we had.
That's cool. That's pretty funny.
It was greatness. Yeah. So
some of our cousins, it's my wife's cousin and his wife. Her maiden name was Seymour.
Oh yeah.
And his last name is Dickey.
Oh, I thought you were saying
So
butts.
their wedding hashtag was Seymour Dickey, and so
Oh my gosh,
it was a good time. It was a good time.
that's great. So I guess we can run through some of the folks from the Facebook group that got comments read. Hey,
Again!
did you change your shirt?
No, you just
Or you're just sitting further back?
because I'm on my phone now.
Oh, cool. Right on.
That's fair.
Computer.
So we basically finished the other comments.
Rude.
Well, you were gone. And so we're going to move on to the comments that were read on Nateland this week from folks in the group. All right. So there's, I don't know how to say his last name. We'll say Christian Moscaso. Talked about going to bed less dumb versus now he might go to bed more happy.
That
was a funny one.
I thought we could try to say we can help with that. You can watch Nateland and get dumb and then watch us and get smart, but I don't think that's fair.
Nah.
I don't think it's accurate.
Probably not true.
Yeah. Matthew Hawkins sent in the cereal bowl comment about that cereal bowl product that you can scoop the cereal around. They had the whole video and everything. They had a video for it, Chad. You should watch it. It was great.
Yeah, personally,
Not all of it.
Cereal in my towel,
That was so awkward. And then let's see, Derek Visser.
Visser?
He had the comment about how they moved and his brother wanted to choose a different name from Dean to Scott. And then the neighbors found out his name was Dean, not Scott, and they called the authorities on the family because they thought he might be abducted.
Yeah.
And then his mom answered the door with a gun in hand. Epic. And on the Facebook group, he elaborates on that story some more about why his mom answered the door with a gun, and she got pictures with the guys that came to his door.
Why did she?
It was pretty funny.
Door with a gun?
Because they had just seen something about people. So just like the other family was concerned this kid was abducted, she was concerned because she had seen some story recently about people coming to people's homes with fake badges and stuff. So she was gun in hand, and she's like, "Can I see your badge, please?" And made sure it was real and everything. I think he said she was going to point the gun at him. This is me pointing a gun because my finger's on the trigger. Yeah, she was going to point the gun at him. I don't know how you gun, but
she took a picture of the badges, and then they were
after they were like, "Oh, okay, it's fine. He just moved to a new town, wanted to go by a different name or whatever. We got it," and everything was cool. As they were leaving, she's like, "Oh, can I get a picture with you guys?" And so they were like, "Sure," and they pulled their badges. I don't know if they had a coat or they just pulled their badge out and everything. And he said I'm trying to remember what the comments all said, but then he said they
couldn't. They told them to show the badge to anybody.
yeah. Don't show that picture to anybody.
Put it in a photo album and showed everyone who came over to their house.
It showed literally everyone, and the literal sense of literal, not the new
literally.
definition version of literal.
Oh my God.
And then we got a comment from Nicole's Butcher.
Hey.
He was talking about seeing Nate when the mic went out on stage and Breakfast had to bring Nate a new mic. And then he wanted to hear more about the USO tour stuff and doing comedy for the troops and everything else. So I thought that was very cool. Jen brought this up just amongst us, but talked about how he's talked about that on a previous episode. If you know which one, please like and subscribe and comment below. Did you find out what it was, Jen?
No, I was saying it's all of them because he's talked about it a lot.
Oh, he's talked about it before for sure.
Bahrain.
But in that, they were talking about whether or not Abraham went to Egypt, because remember he saw Abraham's house. So, question for you guys, you biblical scholars, did Abraham go to Egypt? Putting you on the spot here.
To scripture.
Huh?
I think he got Abraham and Isaac confused.
Hmm? Did he? Yeah. Final answer, Jen. Do you have a final answer?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's safe.
No, he did. There's a famine. He went there. He told his wife, he's like, "Hey, they're gonna think you're cute. Tell them you're my sister."
Yeah.
That's
she
right.
did.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then learn some good quality lessons about lying, kids.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
If someone wants to steal your wife, don't lie.
Which also, like, dude, shout out to Pharaoh for like being so cool about it too, because he could have easily just killed them all.
But in his defense, she was like his father's daughter with a different mom or something, I think. She was, or something. She was like a stepsister or half sister or something at least. So
okay,
yeah. Brandon Alderton. He had I thought this comment was great too. Talking about his dad making a Seinfeld reference. Ukraine is not weak. And then the other guy saying it's too soon. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
It's soon acceptable. That was the question.
Yeah. I think I said it wrong. He said too soon. But I said it like too soon? Like a question. But I don't think it is. I don't think that's how the guy's response was.
Well, I think it was.
Surely.
I've heard this. I haven't seen it, but someone had said that like South Park had like an episode talking about this, and there's like a rule. It has to be like it's like 40 years after an event is when it's okay to like start making jokes about it.
Oh yeah.
So like World War II, like now we can make jokes about it.
Okay.
I hate that.
Like,
so we have to wait till 2041 before you start joking about 9/11.
I can joke about anything that happens right now. That's wrong.
I make jokes about my wife's mom dying all the time, and she died like 4 years ago. So.
Oh wow. That's something.
People will be like, like yesterday. We had a friend. We were at a wedding last night, and our really good friend's mom was like, she's like talking to me and Shelby, my wife, and she's asking if our moms are excited for the baby. And I was like, well, my mom is. I was like, Shelby's mom's probably excited too, but I was like, maybe. So anyway.
Oh, so they didn't know her mom was dead?
No, they did because they caught themselves. They were like, "Is your mom, Chad? Is your mom excited?" I was like, I think both her moms are pretty excited. Yeah. Shelby's not as much, but my. Shelby laughs, so. No, I actually get them sent to counseling probably more often than not. So,
like they need to go to counseling after spending time with you. Is that what you're saying?
Talkspace.com.
That's awesome.
I'm one of the counselors on Talkspace.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Someone's gonna log on and be like, "Yeah, use code Chad sent me here for 10% off." Yeah, no, they're going to get on Talkspace, and I'm going to be the counselor waiting for them, and I'll be like, hey, so your mom died? Just make jokes about it. You'll get over it real quick.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not happy about this after the fact, but on September 11th, 2001, I made a joke about it, like that day. I'm not happy about it, but it happened. I'm not afraid to admit it. Huh? I didn't have to tell you, but yeah, I mean, it was a funny joke, you know? I got a giggle out of people, and they're like, because they felt bad, but they did giggle first. I don't even remember. I just remember thinking like the next day, I was like, man, I really like when the whole brevity of the entire situation really hit. I was like, I mean, we knew it was terrible day of, but
Someone say terrorist. Yeah.
yeah, we knew it was awful. But then as it went on and all the news coverage kept covering it and stuff, I was like, I feel kind of bad about that joke I made, but hey. I do have, for another time, I have a great story about that book, though. The last book I read was Pickle Nose Eye Beetle. Not true. That's the book that Aaron wrote when he was 4.
And there goes Jen. Anyway,
there goes Jen again. What did you hold up? The screw tape letters?
The screw tape letters, yeah.
Nice. Did you like it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, way too accurate.
Yeah.
Very.
I haven't actually read that. I've read bits from it, but I've not actually read it yet.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's the book I read last. How about that?
Yeah, that was a good one, man. That was a good one.
Thanks.
So.
I didn't actually share, Jen. I was just
thanks for giving me the whole summary.
You feel like you missed something. The literal last book I read last night to my sons about 4 times each was Chicka Chicka Boom Boom.
Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. I remember that.
Great book. Love it.
It's a story
I do
about,
it kind of like a rap and everything. It's great.
The story about how Selena's the president of Selena's fan club killed her, and Matt teaching his kids not to be like that.
Oh, it's pronounced Chica, not Chica. I got you.
Listen here. The
that was funny.
Guy that's been making those accusations at me said this week that he admitted he was just kidding.
Oh.
And
good.
But I was a good sport, and I wanted to be like, oh, well, clearly you don't get me because I did not find your jokes funny. So
I thought
but he apologized.
Of course, he was poking fun at you.
Shout out to that guy, whoever he is.
Wow,
he's up there.
Name a name,
Matt. I
yeah.
appreciate you making me feel like I missed out on something. Did you know that's my number one pet peeve in life?
No, but I'm glad I do know that now because I will take advantage of that.
It's FOMO, guys.
Thanks for telling me.
Someone will start to say something to me, and if they go, never mind, I'm like, what were you going to say? Like, I have to know. What were you going to say?
Oh, man.
And I've learned to, like, just be like, it's fine. I don't need to know. But deep down, I still want to.
After years with Talkspace, Jen has finally come to the conclusion.
Talkspace. Use code Jen will never get over it. Ever.
So,
for 2% off.
How fast do you guys read? y'all fast readers?
No,
I gotta be honest. Oh, go ahead, Chad.
I was gonna say my wife gets frustrated because she'll show me something like on like a Instagram story and I have to like pause it to like make sure that I read it in time before it goes to the next thing. She's like, "Can you not read?" I was like, "I'm trying to also comprehend what I'm reading. Like I know information in your mind just goes in and out, but like I gotta take a second."
Yeah.
Anyway,
and I like to, especially if I haven't seen, if it's on the story or something like that, I like to pause it too, because if I haven't seen it, I don't know how long I'm going to have to read it or whatever, who knows?
That's true.
So that's where I'm at with it.
I think that technology has made us all dumber. And when I was a kid, I used to read a lot. Like, I didn't do anything else. I just read all the time. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, The Hobbit. I mean, anything I could get my hands on. Biographies. I read it all. And that, I, like Aaron, wrote books when I was a kid. I read all the things. Then, technology.
Is there just Jen autobiography somewhere?
Then, technology advanced. No, I never read. Oh. Why would I write an autobiography? I'm like, how old am I? 30? I don't have enough stuff to write about yet.
Our
Aaron's
I have a
age.
good story about when we talk about that. But anyway, so I think with like computers and stuff, when we were teenagers, we started making MySpaces and what's
Zynga.
Zynga.
Yeah, love Zynga.
Missed
I mean, I
Zanga.
wrote stuff on there. I wrote fan fiction online. I was a big nerd.
Wow.
Anime.
But my desire to like read an actual physical book went down when technology advanced. And now I can just read something on my phone. Man, you just like read things and you just check out while you're reading it, you know? It's like attention spans have gotten so much shorter.
They have.
So I'm reading a lot of books for my master's, but I'm even finding that I just skim them and look for the information that I need, you know?
I know, like back in back in like schooling days, speaking of you getting your master's, it's like, I think we've been conditioned, and this might be a conspiracy thing. There was a comment about how like our AI was turned into more of a conspiracy episode than it did AI episode, but man, like we're just so
all of our episodes are going to start.
Yeah, that's fair. How much time do you got? No, I'm just kidding. But
I got some time, man. I'm here for it.
I just feel like we've been so conditioned to just learn enough to pass a test, and then no one really cares if we like truly comprehend what we just studied.
Facts.
And so that's an issue that I have.
I think studying the Bible has really helped me with that, because there's no like agenda other than to like get to know God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We can start sending you like questions every week. Really, Matt and I can come up with like a quiz to send you each week, like Jen's weekly Bible study quiz, and then you're.
Yeah. I don't think you two are the ones I want making questions for me.
That's fair.
How many keys
did Abraham go to Egypt?
And stuff like that.
Yeah, I have easy.
Did Abraham go to Egypt? How was his wife related to him?
Yeah, that's one.
Is marrying your sister still wrong? Or is it somehow right?
I expect that answer next week. Not to that question, but how is she related to her? That's your homework, Jen.
You can keep expecting that all you want.
So do you have a photogenic memory?
I thought this was a funny joke to ask someone else who watches the podcast. Like I just sent them it like as a random text.
Random.
And they just were like, no. And they didn't even laugh.
Huh. They didn't do it. Who'd you send it to?
No, they got it. If I wanted you to know, I'd tell you.
Just someone else that watches the pod.
I have lots of friends other than you guys, okay? Who are into Nateland.
Yeah. I mean, they go to different schools than you guys, but, you know.
What?
That's like the thing.
Back in the day, you'd be like, yeah, like I have a friend but they don't go here. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I do, too, have a girlfriend. She just goes to a different school, okay? That's what, like, people would always say.
Okay, what this sounds like is you two were both losers who made up other friends that went to different school.
Hey,
I
resemble that remark.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that who said that first? Photogenic Justin?
Justin said it first. Photogenic
and then Nate
memory.
threw it in the conversation
totally
later
at
on.
the end, yeah.
Like,
brought it back.
Yeah, like it was.
He's like, no, I mean, those people have a photogenic memory, so.
He's always ready for a picture.
And Aaron said,
and Aaron just, whew. It's so great.
I think Aaron's mind's been numbed to just like the stuff going on.
I have a question for you both.
Okay.
Do you feel like Aaron was annoying in this episode?
Annoyed?
Annoying.
Oh, I didn't feel that way. I thought he did great kind of delivering the information.
I did think, and I remember exactly where I was standing when I had this thought.
Treadmill.
Does that ever happen to y'all? You're like, man,
yeah.
like I remember thinking about this so specifically. Like I remember exactly where I was, like exactly what I was doing.
Oh, 100%.
I was like, man, I was like, Aaron's talking like a lot more this episode than like he normally does. And I actually kind of low-key appreciated it. I was like, Aaron's really contributing this week, finally. After 97 episodes, Aaron's finally a part of the podcast.
Well, Brian wasn't there, so he had the papers, to read.
I think it gave him
And
Too much
so
power.
he
I
was
think it gave him some self-confidence
Too much
that he
power.
doesn't normally have. Drunk with power.
maybe.
Yeah.
Is he ready? Was he ready for it? That was the question.
Yeah, it was all printed out on paper for him. He just had to read it off.
I like when he threw
He's the best
Brian
reader
under
of
the
the
bus.
group.
I
So-
answered that in the most literal way possible.
That's not even what that word means. Ugh.
Anymore.
Ugh.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
I actually
which,
hate that. Because people use a word wrong,
yeah,
the meaning of it was changed.
I know.
I hate that.
that's the worst.
That's our society in a nutshell
Yeah. It's
today.
like a
Nutshell,
cracker on
double
some butter,
entendre.
man.
Cracker on some butter.
Yeah. It's like, usually butter goes on a cracker, but it's situations all mixed up.
He's old, Jen. Just let him
I
ramble.
gotcha. Okay, guy, I get you. That's great. Good job, Pops.
Thanks. Wow. 13 years older than you.
Oh, oof.
You could be your father.
Well, yeah.
Please no.
Maybe it's like, well,
Jen,
Can you
we've been waiting
imagine
for a while to tell you
13-year-old
this,
Matt,
but Matt's actually your dad.
he's like,
you have the
Mama,
Chet has the
Mama,
envelope here.
baby.
Matt, you are the father.
I really wish I had an envelope nearby somewhere.
I mean, you're in an office. I figure you're the best shot at it.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I wouldn't care.
You got
That
more
would
of the
unfake-
Geraldo stash, not a Maury Povich face, but hey.
Jen, all
It's a
these
folder.
were all the options of who your father could have been, and it ended up being Matt. So
Wow.
that
Is that why?
Surprise.
Is that why you're
Sorry.
always making mom jokes? Because you're trying to deflect from your mom? Golly.
what is going
I don't have
on right
Fantasia
now?
Jesus in the background to point to. Here we go. Here, this is what I'll do.
She's like, I offer redemption to everyone, even Jen's mom.
It says Lord. There we go.
There you go. You got a Lord can. Is there an E on the end of it?
No.
Lordy.
But back to what I was going to say a minute ago. Lordy. Aaron really threw Brian under the bus a little quickly when they were talking about the book that was made out of human skin.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, Googled it, debunked. Well, geez, Brian, thanks for giving me these facts. I was like, okay.
And this could be Cole's research, too. You know?
Could be.
Could be.
Who knows?
Could have been that.
Because
Yeah.
I was listening to an episode earlier this week, a more recent episode. I'm almost caught up to live because, I always watch, so I started listening through, and I think I'm on the conspiracy theory episode or something, but they were talking on that
Yeah, a
one.
lot of times.
They were like,
How
oh, this is
convenient.
all, like, Nate was talking about being on vacation, and I guess Cole and his family went to vacation with Nate and them with the Bargazzis.
Oh, wow. That's
And
cool.
so he was like, I mean, I know Cole couldn't be doing too much good research because he was on vacation. I know he wasn't doing anything. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I was getting that confused with this week's episode of who actually did the research. So, could be Ryan. Could be one of Cole's last hurrahs. Who knows?
Well, why would Aaron say thanks, Brian, if it wasn't Brian?
Well, I mean, I don't think he knows who's doing the research and stuff for sure.
That's fair.
He's just getting
And it's
handed
just
it to him.
funnier to blame Brian.
Oh, yeah, 100%. He didn't even
How
know
about
who
that
Cole
fact?
was at one point.
Yeah, because
'Cause
the
remember-
episode that Cole was
yeah.
on, Aaron missed.
Yes.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
gone.
And so then later on, they're talking about Cole this, Cole. He's like, who is Cole? He's like, our intern does the research. He was like, oh. That was so funny.
I'm sure Aaron knows who Cole is, but
I mean, I'm sure he does, but in that moment, he just, couldn't think of it.
Did you see the post? Maybe it was Lauren Imsweiler Watson put up about
Baitland. Batesville.
what Nate was drinking. Like she zoomed in and was like,
Oh,
"He's
yeah.
drinking." I was like, how do you not know that's Pepsi?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely Diet Pepsi. And he never drank it, right? It never shows him take a drink from it. Maybe once. But the volume of it goes down. And then toward the end, it's just off the table altogether.
Oh, that means they edited some stuff out.
Or
Mm.
or he just took a drink while Aaron was reading or something,
Yeah.
and then he
That's
just set
also
it on the
possible.
ground when it was on Justin
So-
or whatever.
I didn't answer this question in the group. What's your guys' books in those 5 categories? Favorite fiction, favorite
gosh.
nonfiction, funniest you've read, book you've read most recently, book that everyone seems to love except you.
I mean,
I'm
Chad.
gonna have to go find my comment because
Yeah,
I could probably read it for you.
I think I don't read nonfiction. I just don't. I can't get behind it. So
Except to your
books that
kids.
everyone loves. Yeah, except for my kids. Books that everyone loves is like gonna be one of those types of Hunger Games, Harry Potter, whatever, Game of Thrones type books.
Yeah.
But
Here's what Chad said.
okay,
Favorite fiction, Screw Tape Letters. Favorite nonfiction, The Book of Job.
I do like
Dude,
He's
Job.
a happy guy.
Yeah,
Funniest book you've ever read, The Mad Bathroom Companion.
it's a great one.
Reads on the toilet, everybody.
Used to.
Funniest or a book you read most recently, The Outsiders. Book that everyone seems to love except you, the Harry Potter books.
And I read like 4 of them, and I liked them, but unfortunately, as soon as the movies came out, I was like, I don't even need the books for anymore. Like, but the Mad
My
Bathroom Companion
favorite-
was really popular back before phones, so like you needed something to do in the bathroom. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it was quite a good time.
You bring your phone in the bathroom?
I think everyone
Yeah.
does, Jim. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, come on.
Come on, Jim.
Somebody on here, Eric T. Peterson, to be specific, for naming names, said that my favorite nonfiction book is A Steaming Pile. So there's that.
So
It's The Great Gatsby. That's my favorite fiction book.
That's yours or his?
Mine. He said it was a steaming pile.
He said that The Great Gatsby is a steaming pile. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's not a book called A Steaming Pile, and that happens to be his favorite.
I was
going to say, I
thought
hope
he
it's
was
not
saying-
a book in Braille.
I thought she was saying that like Eric T. Peterson just hates fiction books. Like,
Oh yeah, I do. I don't.
I don't read them anymore. Like you were saying, Matt. Like
Yeah.
since following Jesus and stuff, I don't know. It's just hard to read fiction for me. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather read I have his whole collected works. Y'all don't know this. I have like a bunch of books, like a butt ton of books.
Mhm.
There's books everywhere where I'm
Yeah.
not in my apartment, everywhere. And like Nate was saying, nowadays I like start a book and then start another book and so I have like 5 books I'm reading at a time, maybe
Wow.
more. But I like reading leadership books, books on
Tape.
self-help. Gotcha.
Christian stuff,
Yeah, that's mostly what I read too.
I don't read self-help. I read Jesus help.
I think on my
Please.
Robot.
fiction book, I put P is for pterodactyl because it's a kid's book or whatever.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
saw
I could have
it.
thrown Chicka
I read
Chicka
it
Boom
every
Boom
night.
on there, but
That's nonfiction though.
yeah, no, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom.
Nonfiction.
I don't think so. I don't think the
What kind of
alphabet
books are
is
you going to
climbing
read
up
to your kid, Chad?
What kind of books am I going to read to my kid? Job.
That'll be
He had
that'll be good.
boils all over his
That'll-
skin, and he
that'll help
scraped it
your
off
kid
with a
sleep.
piece of pottery.
Yeah.
Your child's going to be
I don't think the first few months my kid will have any problem sleeping. So I think just sleep all the time.
That's fair.
But
Yeah,
Are you gonna let your kid write a book? Write it down for him?
yeah, as soon as it's born, I'll give it a pen. Say, hey, get to writing. This is your future.
stab themselves in the eye.
No, there was a book that I read when I was a kid, and I found it to have in our kid's nursery now, and it's
Yeah,
I can't remember the full name, but it's about a little house that's on a hill, and like it shows this transformation of like how eventually the city is like built all around like the little house, And so all of a sudden, this little house is just like in the middle of a huge city. And
Is it
eventually,
Little
someone
House on the
buys
Prairie?
it. No, Matt, it's not.
It's
It's
Is it
not.
about gentrification?
No, but eventually someone buys the house.
I think
And they
so.
pick it
actually.
up. They buy the house, pick it up, and they move it back out to another little hill out in the country again.
Oh, you mean Up?
Was it a
You're talking
giant?
about Up?
Done with y'all.
A giant bought the house?
Yep.
That's crazy. Sounds like
Was
a
this
great
really
book.
in-game?
It really is. It inspired me to never live in the city.
Chad, you look so sad.
It's literally called The Little House.
Oh.
Yeah.
And where
I'll have to
was
check
it?
it out.
On a prairie. Hello.
It wasn't. It was on a hill.
Have you guys heard of this kid's book? Oh, it's about like how loved you are, and
Nope.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a Christian book. I got it from my friend.
Is it a Max
when they had
Lucado
kids.
book?
I doubt it, because that's a very advanced author to write a literal book for children.
But he did,
Um,
and it's about how much God loves you. And I read it to my kids sometimes. So
Wait, what's the name of it?
I think God's Wondrous Love or something like that, maybe.
I don't think that's it. But gosh, I can't. Anyway, books like that just make me cry.
Yeah.
Kids' books where it's like about how
Is it
like from the
Love You Forever, Love You All Forever, Love You Always, as long
yeah.
as you
Is that
live.
that might not be about how God loves
Your
you. It
mother
might
I'll
be like
be.
from the parent's perspective to the kid.
Yeah. No, that's it makes
Yeah.
makes everyone cry every time they read it. It's a great book. I love it.
Do you know what
It's
kids
so
movie ended up being way too emotional, and I really did not enjoy the ending of it? Was the one
What?
it has like all the emotions in the kid's head. What's it called?
Oh, I know what you're talking
Inside
about.
Out.
Inside Out.
Is it Inside
yeah,
Out? Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, bro, this movie's dark. Like,
Yeah. I heard that. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was pretty intense. Pretty fascinating. Good. But
yeah.
Well, we did it. Books.
we did it. Books. Next week we're going to talk about the thesaurus. It's a little teaser. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be
Next week we're going to read the
Eloquacious.
Screwtape
it's
letter.
gonna
Out
be
loud.
Word for
intense.
word.
It's going to
That
be
voice note.
amazing. It's going
And
to
we're going to
be
preface it with
fantastic.
the book of Job.
That'd be fitting.
So everybody, bring your Kleenex.
Yeah.
Let's go, folks.
Let's go, folks.
Let go.